Welcome to the Hangout series with Damz and Ewa. This is our official first episode. Yay!
Finally, we made it! Yeah,
Yes,
I'm proud
yes,
of us.
yes.
I'm proud of us.
Yes, I am. I am. Yeah. Today's topic is going to be around everything friendships. Yeah, friendship. We're going to be dwelling much into, the power of collaboration.
Yes, 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 yes.
Um, I think myself and Dami, we are an example of that. So yeah, we want you guys to, join the conversation and let's talk about, how the friendships that we've built over the years have been a blessing to us. And yeah. So let's jump straight into today's chats. Yep.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm excited. I don't know why I'm excited, though, but thank God I've not had nonsense friends. So maybe that maybe that's why I'm excited. I don't have, but I mean, everybody has a story somehow.
Yep.
You hear some people's story like this, you say, "Hey God, hey God," I don't
Yeah.
love that. But anyways, thank God. We're glad you're here. My name is Dams, and I have my co-host Ewa with me, and we're so glad that you're here. But let's just dive right into the conversation. But before that, let's just do an icebreaker, right? So she's going to ask me maybe like one or two questions, and then whatever comes into my mind, I just answer. It's just whatever comes into my mind, though. It's not the real meal, but I
Yes,
said to me
yes,
like that.
yes.
So
Yeah.
whatever comes to my mind, I ask, and then or I answer, and then I do the same vice versa for her. So let's go,
Yep.
Ewa.
Yeah, so my first question to you is, sorry, which celebrity would
Mm-hmm.
you love to collaborate with?
Celebrity, but it depends on the sector. But if I want to look at it, celebrity, it will be Ayomara Ese. It will be Ayo.
Ah,
Ayo, yes.
why?
I've always wanted to. I don't know. I've just admired her from afar for a
Okay.
really long time. So yeah, my that one, no doubt. Ayo Mara say if it comes to
Okay.
media, if it comes to music, I cannot sing. So I don't know.
Okay. My next question to you, what would be a friendship red flag while you would not progress with a friendship and, just
Ooh,
disappear?
ah, ah.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
This one he had. Oh, I think for me, a big, big red flag would be just someone who just gossips. Like we just call and gossip for like 1 hour. I can't stand it. I'm sorry.
That is my number one answer as well. I'm telling you, Dami.
I
Like, it's
cannot.
my answer. Yeah.
I
You see
can't
why
stand
we
it.
are
Like we're just
friends.
going on and talking about other people or bashing one pastor or bash. No, no, no. You will not find. I'll just tell you. I'm sorry. I need to go. You just find out that I'll stop calling you. I don't have strength. I don't have strength for drama.
No, no, I can confirm why we're friends, Dami. That is so me as well, honestly. Honestly. Yeah. So I love
Yeah.
that answer. And my last question to you would be, what's the best nickname that a friend has given you?
That one's obvious. Dams. That's why I have that. But wait, the best one will be dams. But the funny one that was given one time, I think when I was in school, was is funny. Oh, again,
Mhm.
Loris Dodente. So it's in
Ah,
French. Hey, you said
okay, it
I
has to
want
be French because I was going to say, what language is that, please?
because of my gap tooth, right? So they used to
Ah,
call me my bunkmate. Then she spoke French and all of that. So that's what they used to call me, Loris de Dente. Like it's even me. Some I'm like, how did that name come about? But yeah, that's
that
a
is so
funny
funny.
one. But the one that stuck is Dams. That was just quite easy. Dams. Everybody calls me
Yeah,
Dams. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Nice, nice,
Good,
nice.
good, good.
Yeah.
So my turn. Let me
So,
ask you your own questions. I'll pick one from the
mhm,
one you said now. Is
okay.
what is since you've answered the one about the turn off for you for a friend. So
Yep.
what celebrity would you like um to work with or collaborate with? What if you had like 1 day to just collaborate and God grants that wish?
Ah, Michelle Obama.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yes, yes, yes. I've just like really appreciated her depth.
Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, I'd like to, uh work with her. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
if that ever happens, yeah.
Ah, that's really nice. That's
Yeah.
really nice. So let me ask you another one, which is sort of like a
Okay.
buzz buzz. That one be
Hey,
like, have
hey.
you ever had any friendship hurt before?
Ah, come on, Danny. Of course, yes, I have.
And did you think it
In
was your
fact,
fault or it was the other person's fault?
ah, I don't want to play the blame game here. I
Mm,
think
yeah, yeah,
I would also own that there were things that I could have done better. So
yes, yes,
yeah,
yeah.
but I mean that friendship, it hurts deep because my husband was like, "Wait, are you guys in a relationship? Because I really don't get it. Are you lovers?" Like,
Oh my goodness.
and her husband said exactly the same thing. Like,
Oh wow.
I'm telling you, that was how like bad that hurt was. But eventually, we were able to walk through things, and even though, uh, I mean, things have not returned to
Mm-hmm.
how they were before that
Yeah,
happened. Because yeah,
yeah.
but I mean, I still love her. She's my friend. But I just had to uh what's the word now?
Just like to reduce like the boundaries is not
uh
sort
well,
of.
maybe not boundaries, because I wouldn't say
Mhm.
she did anything that but sometimes your friendships have to evolve,
Oh
if you get what I mean.
yes,
Yeah, so it
yeah,
felt like we were
yeah.
kind of like outgrowing each other.
Hmm.
So yeah, but I mean, I love her. She loves me, no doubt. Like, I can always pick up the phone to call her anytime. She can
Mm-hmm.
as well. But yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good one. I
Yes,
totally,
yes.
because I've also had that kind of season, so I think I can relate a bit to her. There's
Yeah.
no adults. I don't think I has had friendship pods before. I don't think there's any adult
Mm,
that wasn't had. Well, I
mm,
don't know. I may just
yep.
be generalizing, but yeah, I think it just comes with the this thing. Now, the last one I'm going to ask you is: do you prefer being in a group of friends, like someone you have to? Are you the kind of friend that you are friends to like 10 people, like you have 10 people that are your friends, or you prefer, oh, this one, we're friends based on marriage, we're friends based on food, we're friends based on like different circles of your life? Are you that kind of person? Which one would you
Yummy.
prefer?
But you know the answer to this question already. I don't know why you asked me this question already. But it's okay. It's okay. Since you want the whole world to know, it's okay for me to answer that question. To be honest, I think, and I would not. I'm not a friendship coach or anything,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm just putting this out there that it's
Mm-hmm.
important to compartmentalize your relationships.
Oh,
It's
that is so
very
good.
key. It is very key because
Yeah.
um until I started doing that,
Hmm.
because nobody's perfect. You can't
Yes,
find one whole friend that
absolutely.
everybody has got their strengths, and
Absolutely.
that's the
Absolutely.
key thing, is to tap into each other's strength. I mean,
Hmm.
while we're here together, we're collaborating, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's because we both have strengths, and we have same values, and we're like, oh,
Yeah.
damn it, this will work. And let's just tap into our strengths here and there. It doesn't mean that there are no areas where we both have our weaknesses, and
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
we might clash in those areas. Do you get what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
I think if you put things in context, like, oh, okay, who is my go-to person? I need
Hmm.
spiritual advice now. Who do I go to? You
Hmm.
don't go to that friend that you know that, okay, she's more of a career
In fact,
person.
wisdom is following you. Wisdom. Too much wisdom. Too much
No.
wisdom is following you. Gosh.
So until I learned that, actually,
Hmm.
I would say that I started experiencing
Peace.
relationship success. Yes, yes, because then one friend cannot be everything. That's the truth.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
friend cannot be everything.
Yeah.
So, to
Yeah.
answer your question, in fact, I feel like I struggle with a group of friends. I I just
Me,
feel like,
see, I'm putting my
especially if
hand
they're
up.
all girls,
I'm putting my hand
especially
up.
especially if they're all girls. That
Yeah.
means, see, two of us, we're sisters from different mothers. Yeah, yeah. So I'm more of a one-on-one person because I
Yeah.
like to connect with people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like when we attend, it's so much on the surface level that um I'm not able to. And to be honest, I feel like, damn, okay, maybe I'm taking too much. Like, it's already 10 minutes. This is
It's
how
the
me and Dammy's
conversation.
calls
But
go,
this
though.
is actually the conversation. This is the idea, actually. That's what it was supposed to be. It's the idea. So please
Yeah,
carry
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Go, go,
It was
go.
supposed to be the icebreaker.
We've broken the ice already. It's shattered. So
Okay,
let's
okay. The
continue.
ice don't break. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say that. See, I lost my train of thought now. What
It's
was I
okay.
saying?
I think you were talking about that compartmentalize success in friendship. I think that's the last one I had.
Yes, I
The
like to
other bit.
connect with people
Mm,
one on one,
yeah,
and when it's kind of like a group thing,
yeah,
uh, I kind of like floats, or you find that I would gravitate towards one person or two
yeah,
people,
yeah.
that we have like a connection point, and yeah, which leads me to my first question
Okay.
for our chat.
Sorry, sorry. Bless you.
Excuse me, guys. Yeah, is it okay to select friends? Because some people might term it as, oh, you're discriminating.
Mm.
Why would you, have to? Why do people have to check your boxes before you allow them into your world and all of that? So, yeah, open question.
I feel
Your
like
input, please.
this is another icebreaker. Another one.
No, we're done with the icebreakers. We're into the conversation itself right now.
Okay, but first, the fact that as a person you cannot do life alone. That's the
Yep,
first thing, right? You
yep.
can't. There's this proverb. I don't know who said this. Whether it's, I think it's an African proverb that if you want to go far, you go with other people. If you want to, is it if you want to go far, you go alone or
Yeah.
something?
If you want to run,
If you want to run,
go
yes,
alone.
yes,
But if you
yes.
want to fly or something like that, go.
Okay, my son is singing a song. Sing it now. What's the song? I don't know. I can't remember the program. Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. Okay, okay. But yeah, I think it's if you want to go far, go alone. But if you want to go, God, I don't know why I've forgotten this proverb. But if you shall
Yeah,
want to do big things, basically in life, right?
yeah,
It has to be with people. I mean,
yes.
that's the reason why people pray or we pray destiny helper prayers. I mean, we've heard of conversations where maybe someone was just on their own, chatterly, or someone just
Mm,
mentioned their name or showed their product, and before you
mm,
knew it, their life took a different turn, right? So
yep,
first of all, is the fact that we need people. This is not
yep,
even talking about marriage or just as a human being, you
yep,
need relationship because this world there is the world of men. God is not
yep,
going to come down to do anything for you. He will use
yep,
people. Yes, God would use somebody, but it's still a man at
yep.
the end of the day. God will use. So I think that is really important first. Number
Mm,
two, when it comes to friendship,
mm,
100%, I think
yep,
you need to pick your friends. You as a person, but you cannot even pick a friend when you don't know who you are,
yep,
when you don't have values, anything goes. This one says this one, you move that way. This person says that one, you swing to the
yep,
other side, right? This
yep.
one says this one, you move that way. It cannot work. If someone like me, maybe because I'm not a floater, sha, I don't know how to float. I'm very, once I stick to someone or something, right? I
Mm,
stay by it, which is why I'm a very brand loyal person. Even now, if someone says, "Oh no, don't take this milk again," I say, "I'm sorry, this is the milk me I've been taking since. I cannot change it." Which is not a good thing sometimes because you need to adapt and all of that and that.
yep.
But I think you need to, is your friend now. It's not, you have to do interview for them to ask questions,
Mm,
right?
yep,
Someone wants to be your
yep,
friend. Okay, fine. What are the bases? What are my values? This is what I believe. I mean, just as we said, I can't
yep.
remember when last or whenever, not even when last, whenever we've picked up the phone and said,
Mm.
well, one day, did you see this pastor? See what he wore. Is it not so? I don't think we've ever done that, had that kind of conversation.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
has never
Yeah.
happened, right? So when
Yeah.
I begin to see things like that, oh, we are aligning in this area. This person, this is my value. This person also, okay. Now the person majorly doesn't have to tick all the boxes, right? Because nobody's
Yeah.
perfect. Nobody, you
True.
can't, you are not perfect. I am not
Mm.
perfect, right? But if
Mm.
you see that
Mm.
in terms of maybe your top three or your top four things, this person ticks it,
Yep.
it's fine. I think
Yeah.
you can begin to work on the other things and say, oh, okay, as far as it's not something that is maybe detrimental or something that is really off, or you say, I know this is a huge, huge red flag. If they can
Yep.
meet most of your green flags, I
Yep.
think it's all well and good. Go ahead with the relationship. Develop as you go. Year one will be different from year two, from year three, from year four. As far as the person is willing to change or to adapt,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would say yes, it's fine. I
Yep.
totally believe you have to pick the friends that you want. Even the Bible says, blessed is the man who walks not in the way of the sinners,
Yep.
nor in the or in the seat of the scornful, right?
Yep.
They said
Yep.
point, once you point, if you're in a company of foolish people, you are the fifth foolish person,
Yep.
right? If you're in a
Yep.
company of maybe four foolish people, there's no how it will rub off on you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
in a
Yes.
way,
Yes.
you have to just value or interview the friends that you want. Know your values first of all.
Yep.
That's what I'll say.
Yep.
Know what you
Yep.
stand for, because if you don't
Yep.
know, then you are just a floater. You can literally just go with anything today. This trend
Yep.
comes up today, you go with that one. This trend comes up tomorrow, you go with that one,
Mm.
and just be
Mm.
moving with
So
the
good.
wind like that,
Yep.
right? So
Yep.
I
Yep.
100% agree that you need to censor your friends. It's very, very important.
Mm.
It can, in fact,
Mm.
it can break or mar you. It can,
Mm.
at the end of the day. There are some people who have ended up in, unfortunately, and I don't say this lightly, they've unfortunately ended up in prison just because they were not maybe doing the things these people were doing or the friends were doing. But because maybe one day they just said, oh, let's go, you just be standing there. From just let's standing there, they carried all of them together.
Mm.
That's it.
Mm.
So yeah, I hope I
Yeah.
it wasn't too long and I answered
Oh
that
my
question.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love your perspective. That is so good.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. Also I think I've heard Apostle Selman say
Hmm.
that sometimes you don't just measure your wealth by
Mm.
how much is in your bank account, how
Oh
many
yes.
houses you
Oh yes.
have, or your position. That true wealth is having healthy good relationships,
That's so good. That's
healthy
so
good
good.
relationships around you, your network of people. That there are some friends. I think he even listed like the kind of friends that you should have. There should be someone that if you need help, like an emergency, you have an emergency right now,
Mm.
there should be at least two people that you can
Yeah.
reach out and say, okay, yes, I know this person
Yeah.
would always be there for me
Yeah.
to pick up. No
Yeah.
matter what is it that they are doing, they will drop it and
That
reach
is
out to
true.
you. And he mentioned a few of those other, covenant friends,
Mm.
friends when you're going through tough times, they are
Yeah.
there with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
They would stick through things with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, for me, I feel like I've heard people say that a true friend is not just someone who sticks when things are hard.
Mm.
A true friend is also someone that can handle your success that
Ah,
they did not
should we go
expect.
there? Should we go there? Oh my goodness.
Your
Should we go there?
success that they didn't see coming, or maybe they thought, okay, this thing will happen in 10 years, and then it
Hmm.
happened within a
Hmm.
year. And then you shared with them. And
Ah.
during the tough times, they were there. There are some friends like that. They will be there. They will,
Yeah.
as long as they have the upper hand, and
Yeah. As
you're
far as
on the
you are,
same
they feel like
level.
you're better than them or they're better than you. They're fine. Yeah.
Yeah. But once it flips and you're just uh climbing up the ladder,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they probably did not experience it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
sometimes um, you find out that your network might actually grow slimmer. So
Sadly, and
it's
that's the truth. I think the higher you go, the
mm,
slimmer your friendship needs to become. Because, I mean, just like climbing a mountain, right? The higher you
mm,
go, the oxygen is less. When you begin
mm,
to go steep, like it begins to become really less. So the weight you need to carry has to
yep,
be light.
yep,
It can't be heavy. Yes, it can't be heavy anymore because you are is the small breath, a bit small oxygen you are just trying to compete for at that top. So
yeah.
I mean, you've said it all. That I like the part that you said. Like, I think that they're friends that can stick with you when it's hard. They can comfort
Mm,
you. I mean, they are fine. They're good,
mm,
but they cannot handle when you say things like, "Oh, I just got promoted to CEO. I'm now the
mm,
branch manager. Oh, my
mm,
business is booming. It's now doing so and so
yeah.
amounts, right?" They can't take it. They're like, ah, why is it you? Why is
Yeah.
it not
Is
me?
it the
Why
same
is it only
dance?
you?
Like
Right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Is it only you? Why can't it be me? And all of that. And again,
Mm,
from that just stems from lack of self-awareness. I
mm,
think I'll say I'm not a psychologist or all of these things, but I think it just stems from lack of self-awareness, knowing that you don't if this is and it's perspective, right? This
yep.
is probably this person's path or destiny. You have your own
Mm,
destiny. Everybody's destiny. See, not everybody. I used to say this thing, and I agree. Some people would probably not agree. Everybody's destiny is not global.
mm,
Everybody's destiny is not global. There are some people who will be some to 10, even talent. Even let's even forget destiny, right? So let's even look at talents from the Bible. The Bible says he gave one talent, another one two,
mm.
another one five. Some people have five. That's
So
how
good,
they were
dummy.
created. There's nothing you
Mm,
can do about it. It's five
mm,
that they have. Some people have only two, as in just hold this one. That's all they have.
yep.
Some people have one, as in only singing. This singing by that's the only thing that God gave them. Any other
Mm,
thing, management, if you give them, I don't know, put them in governance or admit, they cannot function. But just put
mm,
them in singing, they are fine. So it's that lack of, I think sometimes just that self-awareness, knowing that, you know what, this person is this,
mm.
but I am also this. God is rich unto all. He's not being
Yep,
partial,
yep.
right? And then he's even understanding or coming to the fact that God, I'm feeling this in my heart. So having those honest conversations with God, like, oh God, I feel jealous. God,
Mm,
I'm not happy with this. Just
mm,
come to him as you are and say, I'm feeling this thing. This person told me this thing, and there was a trigger in my heart. God, can we deal with this? What's going on? I'm feeling this trigger. I saw this person's post on Instagram and I'm wishing something bad to happen to the person. Why am I feeling that way? There is
yep.
something going on. Can we fix it? So it's just having those, I think, really honest. I think in the last 2 3 years for me, I've really been honest with God with conversations like that. Before, I'll probably just brush it aside and say, "Whoa, let's move on." But I've
Mm,
come to ask myself sometimes, and it doesn't have to be maybe, oh, I'm in a prayer mood. It might just be, hey, God, you're in the bus, you're in the car, you're driving. Those honest conversations with yourself,
yeah.
and gradually, you begin to see that those blocks are dropping off again because there's perspective now. Maybe God shows you a different perspective, and then it begins to change your mindset about things and just generally just having the fruit of the spirit, because the fruit of the spirit is love, is joy, peace. So
Yep,
it means
yep,
that there's
yep,
something
yep.
lacking. There's a fruit of the spirit that is just not in you,
Yeah.
and you
Not
need to be able
growing.
to, yeah, you
Yeah,
need to be able to
yeah,
draw it out sometimes.
yeah. So good,
Yeah,
dummy. Dummy, so good. Love it. Yeah. Thanks
yeah.
for your perspective. I think what I also wanted to throw out there,
Hmm.
it's a question. So, was there a time that, maybe a friend played a crucial role in influencing maybe a life decision, or, a very important part of your life that you can attest to?
Hmm.
And that, and I mean, we're talking about the power of good
Yeah,
friends,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So is there any top of mind for you?
Decision.
Could be that maybe
Honestly.
they connected you with an employer, they gave you an advice and you took
Hmm.
it, and things
And if it's
just,
advice, that one is plenty. Oh my, what are we friends for if we cannot advise each other?
yeah. I mean, one that stood out that you might want to share or
Ah,
something.
the one that stood out. Hey, this just means I have to self-reflect more, to be honest. Damn it.
Mm,
You need to self-reflect. But
yeah.
I think I won't say it was an advice or something. Okay, it was an advice, but was it really an advice? No, I think it was when I moved here for my master's, right? And you know me well. I think we both know each other, right? I'm the kind of person who it's hard for me to ask people for help. Like it
Mm,
has to really come to it. Like I'm at my wit's end, as in I can render help to people. I'm happy
yeah.
to do it. I'm in the help ministry, so
Independent
I.
ladies. They just joined the WhatsApp group. Oh.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. It's very
Yeah.
easy for me to render help, which is one thing
Yeah.
again that God is just really teaching me. Like, learn to ask and receive help from people. Like, just
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong. Just learn. It doesn't mean you are weak. Because for me, that's the standpoint I used to look at it from. Like, oh, it means you don't know how to do it. You are weak. But I cannot do
Mm.
everything. It's not possible,
And
right?
sometimes it's just like maybe you don't want to be a burden on
Oh,
anybody.
but
And like, "Oh, I
thank
don't want to stress
you.
this person."
Thank
I'm like,
you.
oh, what
Thank
if they
you.
have to do this or do that? Yeah. So
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you. I think that's just it for me. I didn't want to be a
Mm.
burden. And for me, I'm just following the fact that in the Bible it says, oh no man anything. So for example, if someone borrows me money, I will do everything in my power to return it because I
Are
don't
you one
want
of those people that you'll be able to sleep well?
exactly till I return it.
Oh my God.
I
Ah,
don't want wahala. As in, I don't want anything that would be a hair. You that's how you collected something from me that day. You did not do you get? You give me
yeah.
maybe if you borrow me your car, I will put fuel back in safe more than do you get more than you it was even there. I'm that kind of person. So I think it was when I moved here for my master's, and I think we're having issues with the bank in Nigeria. You know this Form A where you used to collect dollar baba. If you're not from
AIT, or
Nigeria,
what do you call it again?
is
I've
it Form
something,
A
I
or
can't remember.
something? I can't remember.
Yeah, 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 I think.
Yeah. So there was a lot of delay from the bank and all of that. And school was already sending me, if you don't pay, we will report you to what you call
Oh
it.
my
I'm
God.
telling you, we'll report you to what they call
That
this
must have put
thing.
you under pressure.
Pressure
Oh,
times 1 million.
oh my God.
Hey, we'll report you to immigration, blah blah blah. They will send you back. Anyway, they sent all of those their threatening mails. I mean, despite me saying that we're trying to process, I've started processing this thing, but the bank is just taking time. It's not coming
Mm,
forth, right? I think I just reached out to her and I said, you know what, please, I'm going to return this money. It's actually on the way, but for some reason the bank is just delaying. Please just give me the money. She was like, she doesn't have it though. But she literally I think she bent heaven and earth. She was just asking as many people that she could ask them, like, please just borrow me this money, borrow me with my bird's money. She gathered everything and then just sent it to me, like, don't worry, just anytime, just it's fine, just
please.
pay
Oh
it.
my
That's how I was
God.
built out,
God
though.
bless her.
As in, that's how I was
Mm,
built out at the end of the day, and shame did not come to my head or my family that time. And it's because again, she knows that or she knew that I was the kind of person that I'm a person of my word because it's not everybody you
yeah.
can do that for, you know.
Of course, Danny. Of
It's not
course.
everybody you can do that for. She knew that there are times I'd gone to her, borrowed something, and I've returned it. If it was late, I would explain to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, this is what or the delay," and she'd be like, "Ah, no, 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 it's fine. It's you now. It's you."
Mm,
Do you get? Because I had
mm.
built my reputation to that
Yep.
extent, right? So she
Yep.
could do that easily. That I know she be damn me, even if it's not my money, she will do everything on it to return it,
To
right?
refund it.
So
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
was one time that more, I was like, hey, if not for this thing, only God knows what would have happened to my
Oh
to
my
my
God.
enemy that time. But generally, in terms of advice, I know I've had
Yes.
lots of advice from even from yourself, advice from that just gave me a different perspective, right, on
Mm,
things. And I said, okay, maybe it's true that me, you're the one over exaggerating things, or okay, see how this person is doing it's working for them. Why don't you try it? And some of them, the funny thing is, some of them are not. they weren't just communicated to me directly. It's not like I went to the person and said, "Oh, I need help with this," or "I'm going through this." It's just maybe we're conversing, and
Yep.
somehow maybe it was just discernment. I just picked something that the person said. I said, "Hmm, that's
Mm,
interesting." And then it just applies or it works in my situation that I'm trying
yep.
to deal with at that moment. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
that's
that's
cool.
one.
Yeah, thanks for
Has there
sharing
been
that.
any for you?
Ah,
Is
actually,
that your
I think
own?
maybe yeah, top of mind for me
Yeah.
would be okay. So Shagun,
Mhm.
how of course when I met you, I was single and I wasn't in a relationship,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But Shagun was already in my network,
yeah.
and to be honest, I just even friend zoned. In fact, friend zone is better. Brother zoned him. I'm like, oh, this guy is
It's
for. It's
Brad
going to be a
Shegu.
career. It's going to be in the
Yeah,
career group.
yeah. Career mentor.
So yeah, so and at the time I was living with my friend,
Yeah.
and interestingly, she was actually doing her master's in the UK, but
Hmm.
I needed somewhere to stay at the time because I mean it was
Yeah,
my first year of work and everything, and she spoke to her mom. And her mom said I could come over, so I was
yeah.
literally just living with her mom, and
Oh, wow.
we became really close. In fact, her and her mom, and so as a single young lady that
Yeah,
has, of course, finished university,
yeah.
I'm working. The next thing is, that the order is okay. The
Yeah,
next thing is
so
marriage,
we
right?
know
So
what's coming next.
I would usually gist her and tell her that, oh, this is the person that is, in view right now, and
Hmm.
this person asked me out when I come back from work and I'm so tired. I'll still chat with her, we gist and everything. And then I think Shego came up at the time, and then I
Yeah,
spoke to her about it. But I'm like, oh, this particular person, I gave her my honest opinion at the time that okay, there's no strings attached here. And then my friend happened to finish her master's around that time and then came
yeah,
back home, and then she was looked into the gist. And I think one of those days, maybe Shegun had asked for a date or something, and she ended up tagging along or something. I can't
yeah.
remember. So she met him, and then she was like, "Hey, you this guy, you seeing well like this? Are you seeing well?" She was like, "Oh, she just like chipped in to say, okay, that this guy, like she likes him, and I was like, oh, it's not like I don't like him. I said he's a friend.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
that's not the point." And so it took on of course, and then well, I don't know if I want to go much into this, but I
yeah.
had
It's
a
okay.
dream around that time.
Hmm.
I had I had a dream, and so and this was before like I had that conversation
Yeah,
with we didn't dwell too much on him, the first time. I just told her like I'll tell her about every other person that I was talking to at the time. So
yeah.
I think it was a dream that I had that I shared with her. And then she now also told me like, oh, since I told her about him, she took a liking to him as well.
Mm,
But she didn't really know much. So I would say in that area, they were the ones that it was my friend and her
yeah.
mom that God
Oh,
used,
wow.
to propel that ministry to move
Yeah,
ahead.
to the permanent side.
I'm telling you, so yeah, because to be honest, I had just even like brother zoned him like
Oh,
like
wow.
you get what I mean. So yeah, I'm grateful that I had those people around
Thank God,
me. And
oh, thank you, friend. Thank you, thank you. That's why we have. That's why we have the two mighty nations that we have today now.
that's so sit down you. So yeah, for me, I think that's one. Yeah, but aside that, of
Mm,
course, advice, talking to friends,
yeah,
even when life is challenging, being having those people that you can be vulnerable with,
yeah, yeah.
um
That's true.
telling them stuff if you're going through a challenging time, because I feel like that's what builds intimacy in relation like
Hmm.
friendships.
Mm.
like you have to be vulnerable with each other. If your friendship is just on this, I would say if one has not really shown that vulnerability to a friend, and you don't really
Yeah.
bring them into your world, that connection will still not be
It
there,
still
because
not be
it will still
there.
be
Yeah.
on the
That's true.
surface level, like, okay,
That's true.
I still don't really know much about this person.
That's true.
And when I say vulnerable, it doesn't have to be negative. Do you get what I
Mm.
mean? It could
Mm.
be um
You can tell them your
just being
wins, your
open.
fears. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's it for
Ah,
me.
okay, that makes sense. So, but I mean, just yes, do say you can have what's it. Um, but I mean, that just really leads me to another question or something that just popped in my head. My head. Do you think that? Do you find yourself self-reflecting over your friendship over the years? Like, let me explain. Like, I should have done better this year. I can do better next year. Just you just evaluate your friendship, not in a way to score them or jiggers. Not like, oh, this
Mm.
one 90%, this one I give you 80%. No, not that. But generally from a you perspective and say, "Mm, I can actually do better next year with this friend, as or with this season that God is moving me into. Um, I can do better with this friendship. I can do better in this area. I can do this in this area and all of that." Do you find yourself like just self-reflecting?
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. And sometimes I might just even like own up to it, send the person a message and say, "Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I wanted to do more, but
Mm-hmm.
this year has been," and I'll probably give them the reason why, and
Yeah,
just be open, like to
yeah,
say, okay,
yeah.
communicate to say, okay, don't feel this way, like I don't really care,
Mm.
or yeah, this is what's going on right now. And
Oh, that's true.
I
That's
just
good.
want to address the elephant in the room as well, to say, okay, I know you're feeling that way, and to validate whatever it is they are feeling, that okay, I'm also picking
Mm-hmm.
the signal,
Mm-hmm.
and I promise to do better. Like, if you get what
Yeah,
I mean. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
oh yes, I do that. I do that. And I
Okay.
think
Okay.
one of my mentors said it's important to also review your friendships. And at the
Yes.
start, I think, did I ask that question, that should friendships evolve?
No, I don't
Or I
think
think
we've
when I was
gotten there
talking
yet.
about that friend. Sorry?
No, we've not. No.
Oh, I think when I was talking about the friendship hurts, I talked about, the reason why things didn't return back between me and the person was because I felt that
Yeah.
friendship had evolved, and we had outgrew each other at some point.
Mm, mm,
Yes. So um one of my mentors actually said that it's important that you review your friendships.
mm.
You need to know sometimes you may have outgrown some friends,
Yep.
and it
Yep.
doesn't mean that, oh, you don't talk to them anymore, or you
Yeah.
don't stay in
Yeah.
touch, or
Yeah.
it just means that maybe it could be that maybe you're in a different phase.
Mm.
Okay. Like, for example, if you are in a phase where you're about to start a business,
Yeah.
and probably maybe this particular friend, they are risk averse, they don't probably want to hear anything about, um business, and then
Yeah.
they start discouraging you. Do you get what I mean? Or
Yeah.
it could be
Yeah.
anything. They're like, oh, you want to start a business? Oh, you pay tax, eh?
Mm.
Yeah, have you thought about this? Have you thought
Mm.
about
Mm.
you can see that the vision is beginning to change, right?
Mm.
And I'm just using that as an
No, you're
example. It could
right.
be
You're
anything.
right.
It could be
Yeah.
anything. So it's important to um review those friendships,
Mm.
and be sure that you always have the right circle of people, depending on the phase that you
Yes.
are.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have the right set of people around you that can
Oh.
propel you to where you're going. And he also said that it's important, like, to have 5 people that you believe are smarter than you. Like,
Mm.
maybe smarter is not the word, more knowledgeable than you in
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
areas. Okay. And also have 5 other people that you feel like you can point to. Okay.
Mm.
So
Mm.
the
That's so
reason
good.
yes, the reason for that is that, okay, as you are growing, you're learning from people that are more knowledgeable than you,
Yeah.
Okay, you're evolving, you're learning, you're getting up to their level, right?
Yeah.
So you need to also pour out to people, because it doesn't stop at you. Do you get what I mean? You need to pour into
Hmm.
other people, because that's how you it sticks. By
That
the
is
way, just
so
like when you're
true.
learning, the more
That
you
is so
teach
true.
and share with other people, and practice, and that's when it actually works. If you
Hmm.
just take take take
Interesting.
take take and you don't act on it, or you don't do stuff that, it's just key to review the people that are around you, and those five people would always change. I don't think it's five constant people.
Constant people. Yes.
Yes, they would
Yes.
always change. Okay,
Yeah.
oh, this person, I think I'm outgrowing this person, or it could be like maybe the person themselves, they're not growing anymore, or maybe they've changed
Yeah.
perspective on things. It's important that, okay, for you, you know where you're going, you've set your goals, you're like, okay, this is where I'm going, or
Hmm.
this person will be
Hmm.
relevant to this phase at the moment. And it's not about using people. I'm not saying, oh, use them, because
Yes.
sometimes
Yes.
people just say that,
Yeah.
oh, I have this mentor, I just want to take, 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 take. I believe like mentorship is both ways.
Hmm.
There are some areas where um you might know more than me in this particular area, um and my mentor might know less and I
Yes.
might know more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you also need to identify that area, maybe once in a while, just chip in, or to talk about, oh, this is where I can also, bring value to the table. So it doesn't look like a parasitic relationship where you're just,
Yes.
getting, even it's just even checking on them, and yeah. So I just wanted to chip that
Oh,
in
that's
as
so
well.
good. That
Yeah.
is really good. I wanted to ask you this thing about, or talk about. Let's talk about the. So J Booms. If you don't know J Booms is a.
Oh, of course I know Jane Booms.
Now I'm even talking to the people online that they may not know. So I'm like,
Okay, 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 okay,
whoever
okay. I
does
thought you were
not
talking
know
to.
J Booms, like, where are you? But anyways, J
Yeah.
Booms. If you search J Booms on Instagram, you find her. You see why we know her. But anyways, she posted something recently, right? Where she
Yeah.
said, she was talking about friendships, and she said, oh, she put something like, you are relocating, silence. You are pregnant, silence. You are getting married or some. No, let's even not say married. You are I can't remember the last thing she put or something. You, I think you try. I don't know. She put some things like, you are just doing. You're taking major things in your life, and
Mm.
everything is silence. And then you are calling me sis, 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 hi sis, hi sis. We're not. She was like, we're not sissing anywhere. No, let's just break it. So is it that, I wanted to have the opinion on this? Is it that we've
Mm.
misused that word sis in context of, because I think she for her, if you call someone a sis, right?
Yeah.
As in you
That's
mean
your
sis,
sister.
the person's a sister, true.
Yeah.
Do you get
Yes.
to you?
Yeah.
So do you think that we've probably really maybe misused that word a lot? Like we don't know what to call people, so we just throw the word sis around.
Oh, absolutely.
Or do you think that there are some friends you hold on some things to till a particular time, because you know that this friend, they may not take it well, or they just begin to broadcast those things before you know it. So you just rather hold on to some things before you let them know. What do you think about that?
Okay, I didn't get the second part of the question. Like, do you
Okay,
mean the
so
total
the second part.
silence?
Yes, total silence. Like they don't tell you anything. Total silence. That's the first thing. That do you think is okay? Like you shouldn't tell your friends, or you should just, when things happen, you just or when things manifest, you now begin to tell them, oh, that's true. I've even relocated last month or last week, or do you get, that's one part of the question. And then two, do you think that this word sis, we sis and bro, hey sis bro, hey sis bro, we've made nonsense of that word. Do you think so?
Oh, number one, yeah. Of course, that word has been overused.
Yeah.
That word, as far as I'm concerned now, is someone says, "Hi sis."
Yeah.
It does it to me. It's just like you're saying a cliche word, like, okay, hello. Like that's what
Yeah.
it means.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, everybody just throws it out. You meet someone today and you're exchanging numbers, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, hi sis, I got your, I got the number or something.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
acknowledging. So the fact that someone calls me sis doesn't mean I promote myself or
Yeah.
say, oh, I'm your sister. No,
Yeah.
no, it's been overused, just like you said. On the issue on silence, Well, I feel like if you are, because I feel like for everybody, there
Yeah,
are some people that are so close to you, you know that these are my close friends,
yeah,
like my
yeah,
close friends. I can't be taking major life decisions and they will not
yeah,
know. Do you get
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Aha. It's no, no, that will not happen.
Mm-hmm.
But there might be like a bigger group of people
Yeah.
where I might have my reasons of why maybe I did not share that
Mm-hmm.
information on time with them. It could be maybe I'm unsure if I would still like, for example, what's the point of telling people that I'm relocating 3 months to the time that I'm relocating when I've not received my
Yes.
my permanent residency? Do you get what
Yes.
I mean?
True.
Okay.
True.
But for someone like you, I took you through the whole process of,
Yeah.
when we
Yeah.
got the invitation to apply, when we submitted. Why was I doing that? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
you were part of the vision from the start. I had other friends that, I also shared that with
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
from the start because they knew about it from scratch. Okay,
Yeah.
but people some other people I did not share until when I okay, I bought my ticket and then but it's not like okay, I would now maybe 1 week to the time. That's no. I'll probably would
Yeah.
have told them when I received the visa to say, oh, you know, I'm actually relocating. It's not like I'm
Yeah.
hiding the information
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah.
Um, If you didn't hear, then it was not intentional, or we have not spoken in a very long time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That was the reason why you probably did. Or you just saw a photo that Yewande is already in
Yeah.
diaspora or something. Yeah, but
Oh,
it was not
that's so
targeted.
good.
Yeah, it wasn't targeted to say, oh, I selected this person or to tell this person or.
Mm.
But to
Mm.
answer your question, yes, there's some information that I would keep within my inner circle until it happens.
Who can handle what?
Yep.
You who can take what? When should I say it, right? To people.
Yeah.
Even sometimes we might not even be friendship, even in the family circle sometimes, right? You
Mm,
just know who when to tell someone something and when not to. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody will still know, right? But as you
yep.
said, it just has that. And then I think another problem with that thing is that some people have not defined their friendship. So someone will think to them you are their close friend. To
Hmm.
you, we're just surface level. Do you
Hmm.
get? So the person
That's
is
a good one,
yeah,
Dami.
yeah. So the person
Oh
is
my God.
probably expecting you to tell them your life story. Like, oh, I was born on this day in the night. They put my placenta here. But you are like, no, this friendship is just from A to B. Oh, you never reach Z. Oh, Mba.
Let's calm down first. We still need to do some vetting here.
Exactly. Exactly. So I think there may sometimes, so it's lack of definition of friendship sometimes, right? And
Hmm.
just knowing where we are. Some people have friends who, maybe people who have large friends. There are people who are in their inner circle, right? There
Yep.
are some people that are in their inner circle. There's some people that are in their outer court. So like that, like that, like that, like that. So you need to find your, even if the person is not telling you, or if person is you are not using your, you have to use your own brain to say, wait, oh, where do I stand? It's like I'm telling this
Hmm.
person almost everything, but the person never tells me everything. You need to be able to sit down and reflect. That's why I asked that question about self-reflection. You need to be able
Yeah.
to sit down and reflect, like, wait, oh, I just told this person last year almost everything about my life, my child. We are moving, we are relocating, but this person did not say pim to me. Then you need to begin to step back and say, okay, it's like I know where I am in this friendship, and I just have to. You don't have to come out and say, so let me call you. Where are we in this friendship? Am I in your inner circle? Where I am? Nah, nah, nah. Just read the room and just see, okay,
Hmm.
it's like I'm not there. Let me just keep quiet. If you used to call the person maybe every day, limit it to once a week or once a month and begin to evaluate. So that's why evaluation, I think for me, is very, very important. Evaluation and knowing where you stay or where you stand in people's life is very, very important so that you not be expecting A from this person, and the person is like, "Ah, no, we never reach alphabet though. We are still in the numbers. Calm down." And you know begin to
Yeah.
take things personally. That's what I think. And
Yeah.
again, you said the one about overuse of that word sis. Yes, I think it has really, really, even myself, I think I'm guilty of it.
Yeah.
It
Likewise.
has
Yeah.
really been overused. I mean, it's okay to call someone an acquaintance, my colleague. Put people in their place. They don't have to be your
Mm.
friend.
So
Oh,
good,
that is
Dami.
my colleague. I used to, or you can say I used to know someone. Yes, someone can be called someone. You don't have to say, oh, that
Or
person
she's
that
my
was my
church
friend.
member.
My child, exactly. Just
We go
name
to the
them as
same
it is.
church.
I
Yeah.
think that really helps
Yes.
so that
She's
there
my
will not be
neighbor.
my neighbor. Yes, even though you
Yes.
people talk, but the person is still your neighbor. You're not to
Yeah.
that level of, oh, friend, this person is my close friend. My
Yeah,
neighbor,
because it's
my
just like
former
leading
colleague.
people on because you're saying sis and the person is already
Yes, yes,
saying I'm your
yes,
sis.
yes. I mean, I really
Just
started to think of that thing when I was like, "Ah," it's like even myself, I've misused the
guilty of it.
words, yeah,
Yeah.
in places where they didn't even, you are not even my sis at all. And I'm not talking about, oh, maybe by blood or by whatever. I'm not even talking about
Yeah.
that, but just you expect that someone you call a sis is someone who is close. You guys know each other to a certain
Yep.
extent, right? You get all of this point. So yeah, please, you don't,
Yep.
if you don't need to use sis, don't use it. Name people as they are. My former friend. If the person was even your
Yes.
friend, you can say my former friend. It's fine. It's okay.
At least she used to say my ex.
Now my ex, exactly. So it
Oh
shouldn't be
my
hard
god,
to
that
say
is so
my former
funny.
friend, or I used to know someone, my colleague, my friend, my church member. They are your church member,
Mm.
they're not your sis, and it's fine. It's okay.
Yes.
My WhatsApp
Yeah.
colleague, because some people they only talk to each other on WhatsApp because they're in the same group. So
Mm. True,
it's
true, true,
okay to
true.
name those friendships so that you don't have hurts at the end. Say I was expecting them
Yep.
to tell me when we were relocating, but in my head we were not that close for me to tell you that kind of information.
Mm. True,
So it's
true,
defining
true.
those relationships from the beginning, and you
Yep.
yourself, you give yourself brain and say, okay, I don't think I'm in this level with this person yet. Let me draw back
Mm.
and
Yep.
let me see, or let me evaluate or see how things are going. That's what
Mm.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Dami. Thanks. I think
Yeah.
we've talked so much about friendships
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
now. Do we want to move into the power of collaboration?
Mm,
Like, now you've, vetted those friends. You're
mm-hmm.
happy. You're like, okay, we're in a healthy space. These are people I want in my inner circle.
Yeah, yeah.
I probably can foresee, maybe business partnership here,
Mm,
collaboration or mentorship
yeah.
or sisterhood, covenant friends. You put people in their different departments.
Yes, that's the word.
So
I like that department.
yeah, so and I'm sure people are doing the same for you as well.
Yeah,
They'll
yeah,
be able to
yeah,
identify your
yeah.
strengths and say, okay, oh, I think this person she can be this to me.
Mm,
She can be this to me. Yeah.
mm,
So um w- I'm throwing this out to you.
yeah.
So what do you think collaboration really is?
What is collaboration?
So
I think that's a tricky one. I say that it's
okay.
tricky because you can collaborate with someone without actually being their friend.
Mm,
Because let's take the example of, let's use the music industry, for example, right?
yep.
um I'm trying not to mention names so that it doesn't look like, but let me just give this example. It's just an example, people. It's an example, okay? Because someone now,
Make sure you add it to the video. Don't cut it out after
eh,
this.
they will cut it out now and
Because
say,
that's how it will go viral. They say, Dami said,
I did not say that, yo. It's just an example, for example, e.g.
Dami.
So,
You
for
started your
example,
stand up
now, right?
comedy.
You
Yeah.
find that, when the this what do you call this thing now? This House of Salem guy, this guy that sang will be
Yep.
many, all right.
Yep.
The song had Lawrence Oyo and I think Moses Ako in the
Mm,
song, right?
yep.
Now they can collaborate on that song, but it necessarily doesn't mean that they are hi guy, how far? Like they talk every day. Do you get?
Mm,
It may have
mm,
just been for the season when he received the song, he started to look, or God started to speak to him about, you should bring this person on, or bring that
mm,
person on, or he himself is looking like, okay, who can add a touch to this place or this area? This is what I'm trying to look at. I've received the song, yes, but
yep.
I want to add this flavor to it, or this person's gift to it. I want to add that person's gift to it. So for let me even use another example. So we know Theophilus Sunday, right? If you think of Theophilus Sunday, he's, I don't want to use the word specialty, but when you think of him, you probably think of chants, right? Groanings in the spirit. That's what you think of. You
Yeah.
may think of worship, but it might not be as much as you think of Nathaniel Bassey on worship, or a
Mm,
Victoria Renze, or a Dunsi Oyekon, right? You get.
yep.
So you can collaborate with people and literally not be their, when I say friends, like not tight, neat,
Close friends.
yes, or really
Yeah.
close friends. Like it can just
Yeah.
be surface level, like, oh, I have this song, go, please join me in this side or in this bit, which is why
Yep.
it's very important to, you have to know the season you are in. Eh,
Mm,
Before you can be a friend to someone, you have to know who you are first. You have to understand yourself for collaboration and all of that.
yep.
You can't call a Dunsi Oyeko now cannot be on the same song. And I say this very respectfully. You
Mm,
cannot say Dunsi Oyeko featuring Chris Brown. How?
mm, mm,
Where? For now, at least in Chris Brown, we know now. We've not seen that
mm.
he has given his life to Christ or is a
By the way, there's
Christian.
another Chris Brown
Or
elevation chart.
there's another one.
Yes, no. He's quite popular.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Chris Brown. I
Oh,
think he's even there. Yes, he's quite. I'm like the first time I
oh,
saw the song and I said Chris Brown. I'm like, okay, which
yeah.
Chris Brown is that one? I went to look. I had to discover that if you look at their songs, he's always there. But he's a Chris Brown, but not the Chris Brown we know.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The one I'm
Yeah.
talking
So
about is that American, the rapper, that I say rapper, be R&B gospel
yeah.
artist I'm talking about. So,
Yeah.
for example, that kind of collaboration cannot happen. It's not,
Mm-hmm.
at least for now that we know him, right? It can
Mm-hmm.
change, and obviously anybody can change, or they can give their life to Christ. That's different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not in the same. They're not. There was the collabo for. What are we going to?
Yeah. The
What are
industries
we
are
going to
different.
see? Yes, yes, it's
Yeah.
different. The streams are different. Everything is
Yeah.
different. So collaboration is very, very important. Some people can collaborate with you, maybe because, as you said, that example you gave, you're starting a business. It's that season. They can help you with admin. They can help you
Mm.
with your social media. It doesn't mean you have to be friends with them. No,
Mm.
you can have colleagues, they're helping you do stuff. Well, I think at the end of the day, colleagues are working together to fulfill the overall goal of the organization. But we
Exactly.
are not friends.
Exactly.
We're just working towards a goal that the organization has set. So which is fine.
Mm.
So I believe that collaborations are very, very important, but we just need to know the kind of collaborations, because you can get into something and the person draws you 10 years backwards, God forbid. Right?
Hmm.
Instead of
Hmm.
propelling
The
you.
right collaborations. That is
Yes,
so good. So
yes,
key. Yeah.
yes, the right collaborations, and not just the right, the when of the collaborations. The
Hmm.
when is very important, right? So not just, oh, God said I should do this, I should do this. Oh, I think it's this person that can do this. Fine. When should we do it? Because if Mary and Elizabeth weren't having the same birth pangs almost at the same time, they can't really, it will be hard,
Hmm.
except except there was a spirit of empathy on that person, right?
Yep.
Just to be able to feel what that person is feeling at the same time. It had to be that two of them were going through it at the same time. The birth
Yep.
pangs were almost like, so when she says, "Oh, Elizabeth, oh, I feel like throwing up," she's like, I've passed that stage. Don't worry. Let me
Hmm.
tell you. Let me tell
Yeah.
you how
Yep.
you
Yep.
went
Yep.
that time. Let me tell you what to do and all of that. Or, oh, Mary's like, Omo, this line on my tummy, I don't understand where it's coming from. Elizabeth's like, line. Me say if I get line, two of us have the line. It's the same
Yeah.
thing. Do you
Yeah.
get? So Collaboration is very, in fact, you when you want to go fast, thank you, Holy Spirit, thank you. That was it. If you want to
Mm,
go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go further or far, you go with other people. And that is so true.
mm,
We've seen it with this No Turning Back song, right? Gaze Baba
yeah.
sang this song 8 months ago. Even me, I did not know the song. I never
Mm,
heard it. See, Lawrence Oyo was brought in, and I think as of yesterday when we checked, it was about 12 million views already.
wow.
Just a collaboration, oh,
Wow.
collaboration. And the
Wow.
when was very, very important. The when,
Mm,
because from what I heard, he didn't even want to do a part two of the song. It wasn't in the plan. It was
mm,
Lawrence Oya that actually called him and said, guy, I heard this one of your song. I like it. Oh, he was thinking it was Elijah Level he was talking about. Like, oh, you want to
wow.
do Elijah Level? He's like, no, I like that your No Turning Back song. Let's do something. He said, no turning back. He said, I didn't plan to do part two of the song. He said, no,
Wow.
he likes it. I let them do it. That's how the collaboration happened, though.
Oh my
Right. So
God.
let me not
Such a
say too
good
much.
story.
I think I've talked too much on that
No,
already.
you haven't. You haven't. Thank you, Dami. Thanks for your input. That was so good. So good.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned something very key. In
Yeah.
fact, as you were talking, it just came to I'm like, wait, organizations, that's exactly what organizations
Yes.
do. All
Yes.
these big companies, they employ people to collaborate with
Exactly.
and
Just
pay
collaborate.
them. That's exactly
Finish.
what they are doing. So someone has a vision
Mm.
for to start a company and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, we want to churn out products,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How do we make that happen? Okay, so you need this person, you need this person, you need this person. So your I mean our ideas might just be smaller where you don't
Yeah.
need that number of people. Um it might just be, oh, like now, how did Hangout series happen, right? We were just
Right.
having a chat over,
Exactly.
over the phone when you're like, oh, Dammy, we usually talk for 1 hour, 2 hours. How about if we just even put this live for everybody? People will learn from it, right? So,
Exactly.
yeah. So
That's so
I'll just
true.
say it's people coming together to harness their strengths. You know that
Mm.
okay, this is this person's area of strength,
Mm.
and this is this person's area of strength. So let's come together and put something out there that
Yeah.
people can benefit from. So yeah,
That's so
which is
true.
really really important. So I think maybe our ask to you, our viewers, is to evaluate your friendships and
Mm.
try to see where you can tap into the
Yeah.
power of collaboration. Like you might just be friends with people that can eventually be your business partners, or
Right. You
you
just
know
never know. You never
yes,
know.
and you guys are just just maybe attending parties together, you know just maybe even gossiping away.
Hmm. That's
Where you
and
can
see that
actually
thing that you mentioned there. Even this one, or sometimes might not make you know that your husband is your collaborator, right?
true,
Dishonor, as
true.
in you've seen him finish. You just be like,
Mm,
what does this man see? In fact, let me just even give you another example. There was a day I was I think I needed my husband's strength is finance. Anything finance, anything he's that's his strength, right?
mm,
And I'll go and be attending seminar somewhere else on finance. One day I had to give myself brain, like, Auntie, what's actually wrong with you? What is really wrong with you? You have your Shokoto, yeah, you are going to Sokoto to go and look for this thing. You can just ask him to do it for you, or ask him to explain it, or let him cover that part for you if you're struggling with something like that. And in fact, it was just my, in fact, may our eyes be open. That's how my eyes were just
mm,
open. Like, I have, it's just right here. Why am I going out to look for this thing, or even sometimes going to the extent of paying for something that I can receive as free advice? In fact, I can on the
mm.
same bed advice that I
I
can
know,
receive.
right?
But I'm
I
going out
know.
to go, and so collaboration can just be, you just never know, from anywhere, from any quarter, any, you just never can tell. This is why we have to be very open first and just
Yep.
be treat everybody good, because you just
Yeah.
never know.
Yep.
Sometimes it can be a mention of your name. I posted something recently on my Instagram where I was seeing I think the memoirs of David, and then it all go Ahithophel was the king's counselor, this person was the chief of the army, blah blah
Yep.
blah, all of that. And then
Mm-hmm.
one part just struck me. It just said Ushai was the king's friend. I was like, wait, what? I
Hmm.
read it again. Ushai was the king's friend. I said, every other person had like serious things that they were doing. Do you get, like, this one
Mm.
was the head of the army, head of the guard, head of something, head of, and we just
How
see a
did
life
friend
there.
enter the conversation?
How did friend enter the conversation? But kings also have friends,
Wow.
which means that you
Wow.
can be a friend to Hushai. You don't need to know David. Just be a friend to Hushai. That's all you need. And Hushai will speak to the king because he's the king's friend.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
all you need. In fact,
Good
when I read
point.
that passage, I was like, Jesus,
Oh
Jesus.
my God.
That
Oh
is
my
so
God.
true because the king also has friends. You just never know who
Mm,
can speak for you
mm,
anywhere. you
mm,
you never you just never know. It might just be a small mention. For example, I'm in a is a volunteer group, and I just mentioned, oh, I have a what not I have a YouTube channel, right? That I host stuff. People are like, oh, you have a YouTube channel, you have a YouTube channel. Oh, can you host this? From that, just opening my mouth to just say I have YouTube channel. Oh, host this. Can you host this for us? Can you do this for us? Can you host this one? Now I have, in fact, I don't even know which one to pick. Some are clashing. I'm like, I already have something I'm doing here. I cannot do this one. I'm sorry. And all of that. But that's just, you just never know. Prepare for the opportunity, like it can happen.
mm.
Prepare for
Yes.
anybody. God can use anybody, any man.
Yes.
I think that's
Yes.
just the
Yes.
whole
Yes. Yes. Yes.
thing
Yes.
about it.
Yes. Yes. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. That is so true. That is so true, Dami. Yeah. Wow.
We've
Can't
said a
believe
lot.
we're 1 hour into this.
Yeah.
This is so good. This is so good. Thanks. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. But do you think there's any have you had any in, like, has God told you to specifically stay away from some people? Have you had any kind of those instructions like, this person, no, avoid this person? On the surface, they look welcoming, but this person, don't run.
Ah,
440.
Dami, we are both dreamers, right?
Yeah,
We are both dreamers.
yes,
So yeah, actually, yes.
yeah.
Yes. And to be honest, let me say that I
Hmm.
disobeyed. I disobeyed,
Yeah.
and um eventually I'm bearing the consequence.
Yeah.
That's the word. Yeah, I'm bearing the consequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, even though like maybe I didn't stay away completely,
Hmm.
um what I'm finding is that I took precautions as well because I
Yeah.
was not, so thank God for that dream as well. So when
Yeah.
some things started playing out, I was like, okay,
Hmm. Wow.
okay. No, I just thought maybe, oh, maybe I watched one movie that night, that's probably why I had that dream or something. Or but when things started playing out, I'm like, okay, oh God is always right. Like he told me from the start.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I'm thankful that I took some precautions as well. So it's not as bad as that I can't cope or
Yeah.
yes. And
Yeah. Yeah.
of course, yes, yes. So my answer to that is yes.
Oh, okay.
How
That's
about you?
that's yeah, yeah, yes. Again, it was through a dream, right? I had the dream
Mm,
the first time. It wasn't even an instruction. I just saw that I was arguing or upset with this person, right?
mm,
In the dream. It happened the first time. I didn't think too much of it. Just like you said, I didn't think anything of it. I had the dream again.
okay.
The second time, I just knew, okay. Still, that second time, I was like, no, no, we've never argued or fought. No, there's nothing.
Mm,
Until indeed there was a huge breakup, I'll say.
wow.
It just feels like a flash. It's when those things happen most times in the physical. The flash would
Mm,
just come to my mind like,
yep.
this was the dream I had.
Yep.
Oh, this was the dream. It just felt like a flash. Like, this is why I dreamt. I was like, I get it now. I get it now. I get it
Mm,
now. I mean,
mm,
even till now, we're not that close again. Again, I think it's because I understand that my season is changing. right?
Mm,
Even things that surround it. That's why people, you just have to sit down and reflect and think about things. When certain things begin to happen, maybe sometimes it just looks as if money, there's abundance coming into your life. You need to understand and sit down and say, okay, how did this happen? Did I give to
mm,
somebody? Did someone pray
mm,
for me? Where is
mm,
this coming from? Did I do something unusual in this season that is bringing this? That sitting down and just reflecting or meditating and seeing when that is coming from, it will help a lot. So I just began to understand everything was, it's just as if God was closing a chapter and something else
mm,
was happening. So my circle of friends, it was just things were just changing. Even my job, when I lost it, it's just as if God was saying, see, auntie, that part of your life, I'm closing it, I'm moving you to something else. And I can see it very, very, very clearly right now. I can see clearly, like, God was actually telling me to do this thing. And at the end of the day, again, just like you said, I ignored, or I mean, to call it blatantly, I disobeyed. That's the word. Or I didn't
mm.
take too much. I didn't feel it was, I was like, I can be angry with
Yeah,
someone
because
now.
I think, yeah, sorry to cut you.
Yeah,
You'd be like, oh, this person is so soft. How can, like, what? And you'd be like, oh, I
exactly.
really like her. No, I'm like, no, I
Exactly.
just, yeah. So I can totally relate with
Yeah,
what you're talking
yeah,
about. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
When you have been warned about something and you still progress
Yeah.
with it.
And you
So,
still go
yeah.
ahead and say, but I've known this person for long now. Like, even if
Yeah.
I'm angry with this person, we will shall move on. We'll move past it and
Mm,
we can
mm.
continue. But the first time, the second time, it was when it happened. I said, okay, this was what was coming. Now I get it. Now I get it. But yeah,
Mm.
I think maybe that would constitute our next talk: friendship breakups, friendship hurts,
Yes.
our next
Yes.
talk.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so good. It was so good. Yeah. So you guys, this is just a little of our private conversations and our talk that we used to have on our calls. It's never about God. We see. I like the fact two of us, we don't have drama. As in, no no time for nonsense talk,
Oh my
nonsense.
God.
That's nah. You can
Yeah.
it irritates me a lot. Like, we'll
Yeah.
just pick up phone and
Likewise.
just be talking for 30 minutes and be saying, and did you see that person? They wore yellow. Today is black. The color combo is what is, I don't have time. I've got, as in, I work. I work. I mean,
Oh my God. Yeah.
oh my goodness. Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we hope you guys have been able to learn one or two things.
Yeah,
We're hoping
let's know
to
your takeouts in the comments. What stood out for
exactly.
you? Let's know.
Yes, yes, that would be awesome. So
Yeah.
yeah. So that brings us to the end of today's episode. Yeah.
Yay!
See
I'm
you.
excited. It was good. It was good.
Yeah. See you next time and
Yeah.
let's continue the conversations. Thank you everyone. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Dami.